Guys, you should never buy an AR-9. Whoever said that's an idiot. In this video, we're going over the new Griffin 9mm Mark II PCC. We're gonna talk about the specifications. We're gonna see how it did at the range after 500 rounds and give you an overall idea if this is something you should look at picking up. To get right into it, cue the crappy montage. What's up, guys? So jumping right into it here, we have the Griffin Mark II 9mm PCC. And first off, let's talk about the specifications of this. Griffin has a bunch of different barrel lengths for their Mark II 9mm. This one specifically is a 9.5-inch barrel, but the barrel stops actually right here, and then the handguard is longer. I do have a suppressor tucked in here. It's tri-lug mount. You could shoot it like this. They recommend not doing this because if you grab here, well, that's gonna hurt. So what you do is you take your suppressor. They recommend the Bushwhacker or the Sportsman from them. However, sadly, I don't have either of those, so I'm tucking a Dead Air Mojave 9 in here, and then you can push down, slide it in, and it's just tri-lug, so now it's attached. Definitely the coolest part about this whole setup. Out of the box, you do get the Griffin iron sights, which are actually really good. The entire platform is ambidextrous, just like their Mark II 5.56. You have a magazine release here on this side, as well as a bolt release right here. On the other side then, you have your magazine release right here, and then you have your bolt catch. It's an extended one on this side as well. Also, as far as other cool upgrades, they do provide their Snatch, which is their suppressor optimized charging handle, so it eliminates gas coming back into the shooter's face. You have their Griffin A3 grip, and then an SB tactical brace on the rear. Another big thing you probably see in this is these are not Glock mags. So these are Colt pattern AR-9 magazines, which aesthetically I do like better, but I tell you what, loading these things does kind of suck. But once you get them loaded, I think they run great. And then the sling on this, just a heads up, I added this myself. This is just a HRT tactical sling on here. Oh, and then we have the Die-Free Co. Tiger Claw grip on the front. Jumping right into the next part, the range results. So I did go out to the range. I put a little over 500 rounds through this thing, and how many malfunctions did we have? We actually had 0 malfunctions in the 500 rounds. The gun ran great and honestly was a ton of fun to shoot. Now, the only issue I did run into a couple times was 2 things. One was the bolt not locking back on the last mag. So I would shoot, and then the last round would shoot, but the bolt would stay forward. So then actually I would hear like a click and I'd be like, oh no. But simply I would charge it, the bolt would then lock back. I'd insert a new mag, throw that bolt forward, and then I'd be good to go. So we had that happen a couple times. The only other one then too was the ejecting the mag. So again, this is a ambidextrous lower, and with those extra parts in there, maybe I needed to lube it up a little bit more to begin with, or again, you know, just get it broken in. Because what would happen is I would shoot and I'd go to do like a tactical reload where I had some rounds left in this one and then just switch out to a fresh one. But I would go to eject the mag and I would be like, oh, come on. And like, I just couldn't push the button. So what I had to do is actually take 2 fingers here, push really hard, and then the mag would come out. As I kept shooting the gun though, this issue kind of worked itself out. But just a heads up, in the first 500 or so rounds, it might be a little stiff, or you might just want to put a little bit more lube on that ambidextrous parts for the magazine release. Also at the range, I did 115, 124 grain, as well as 147 and 157 grain Syntac. And by far the most fun ammo to run through this was the 150 grain Syntac ammo, because it was the slowest or most subsonic. Oh yeah. However, subsonic ammo is more expensive, so that's why I was also running the supersonic ammo, which still ran great through the gun. You're just gonna get that bullwhip crack from the bullet going supersonic, but your suppressor's gonna eat up the big bang by your ear for the most part. Moving on to pros and cons for this setup. Pros. Ironically enough, I used to hate AR-9s. I actually have one up there in the corner and I haven't shot that in years. However, given the ammo prices, 9mm2 5.56, this is a awesome option for training without spending the price of a 5.56 round. Ergonomics, the feel, the look, everything is the same as an AR-15, but you're just have that cheaper ammo point. Granted, the magazines are different, but that's a minor thing in the grand scheme of it. And the other big thing, if you have a 9mm suppressor and you're gonna tuck it in and put it on this, I mean, it makes the gun almost hearing safe for when you wanna go train. Or if you have a backyard with some land, this is gonna be a great way to not piss off your neighbors while doing some training in the back. Another pro that I love is the lower receiver on these Griffins. For their Mark II 5.56 and their 9mm, they have this throw lever right here for the bolt release. And when that does work and you insert a new mag and you just throw the bolt forward, it is so nice. Another big thing that I like about this is the length of the setup. You get a suppressor on it. It's a 9.5-inch barrel, which is great for 9mm. So from a function standpoint, you could use this as a competition gun, home defense gun, a truck gun, or just a backyard training plinking gun. Like, it can do so much. So I think that's its biggest pro by far, is the versatility of it. Another nice thing, and some of you are probably wondering, is since this suppressor is tucked into the handguard, does it get hot up here? With my hand there, 500 rounds, I did not experience any heat at all. Now, down here at the tip, it got a little warm because I was just testing it, but as far as here, I didn't have to use gloves. And again, 500 rounds in one day, no issues at all with the heat there. As far as the cons for this setup, the one major one always is price. It is a premium price point for this setup, but compared to other options on the market, it's actually lower than its competitors. For example, like an MP5, a Chris Vector 9mm one. With the value you get from this, again, being a suppressor optimized platform, the ambidextrous lower, it's actually not that bad. And again, if this is gonna be your go-to training gun, so that way you're saving money on ammo, not using 5.56, well then it's definitely worth it. Oh, one other big thing, it's not really a con, but just a thing that I did, is the trigger. So I did swap out the trigger. It came with a Griffin Armament adjustable trigger. I used it a little bit. It was okay. I'm sure if I played with the adjustments and got the trigger pull and the reset to what I wanted, I probably would leave that in, but for the sake of the review, I did swap to one of my favorite. This is the Geissele SSAE trigger in here, which again is kind of like the gold standard for triggers. And I think that was a great upgrade to this whole setup. Make sure and check the video link down below. Also make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And until next time, have fun shooting, and we'll see you soon.